All right, then let's cut into a developing story at the moment. The U.S. President Donald Trump is currently speaking at a Republican Party retreat over in Philadelphia. Let's listen in.
Believe me. Thank you. Thank you. It's time that somebody fought for our country and didn't let anyone take advantage of us anymore. The world has taken advantage of us for many years. Not going to happen anymore. We will have an ambitious legislative agenda as well. Our legislative work starts with repealing and replacing Obamacare and saving families from the catastrophic rise in premiums and debilitating loss of choice and just about everything else. And remember this for this room in particular. Obamacare is a disaster. The Democrats are up and they're saying, oh, they're putting up signs like it's wonderful. It's a disaster. I actually talked with Paul and the group about just doing nothing for 2 years, and the Dems would come begging to do something, because 17 is going to be catastrophic price increases. Your deductibles are through the roof. You can't use it. You can't use it. And they would come to us, except we have one problem. We have to take care of the American people immediately. So we can't wait. But every time they tell you about Obamacare, we're taking them out of a big jam. Big jam. We're putting ourselves at risk to a certain extent, because we're taking it off their platter. But I think, Congressman, I think we have no choice. I think we have no choice. We have to get it going. I'm serious. If we waited 2 years, it's going to explode like you've never seen an explosion. Nobody's going to be able to afford it. It's a disaster. And that's politically what we should do, but we don't want to do that. We want to get something done and get it done right. And by the way, Tom Price is going to do a phenomenal job. I don't know if he's here, but he's going to do a phenomenal job. On my first day in office, I signed an executive order to roll back the burdens of Obamacare and pave the way for real reform, like health savings accounts that empower individuals to choose the customized plan that is truly right for them and have so many choices. Tom Price will soon be leading Health and Human Services. He is a true advocate for patients. He's going to do a phenomenal job. We have no doubt about that. He joins an all-star roster that includes many of your colleagues: Ryan Zinke, Mick Mulvaney. These guys have had a pretty tough time in Congress, too, but they in the Senate, but actually came out very well. Mike Pompeo. Is Mike here? Mike? Mike Pompeo, phenomenal guy. And Jeff Sessions. Jeff is a fine person. Jeff was one of my earliest endorsers and never endorsed a presidential candidate before, and he was one of my earliest endorsers, respected by everybody, and did unbelievably in front of committee. Unbelievable. In addition to fixing our health care, we're going to pursue new trade deals that create higher wages and more opportunities for American workers, bringing back those magnificent words, made in the USA. We used to have that. We don't have it anymore. It's going to be America first again. We will create millions of new, good-paying jobs by removing the economic burdens that cripple our ability to compete. At the center of that agenda is bold tax reform that massively lowers taxes for our middle class and for all American businesses. We will also pursue financial reform that will help striving Americans get the credit they need to realize their dreams. Republicans have always been the party of American industry and the American worker. We must embrace that heritage, rebuilding this country with American goods and American labor. And we've started, believe me, over the last couple of months. I don't know, I'd like to say I did about as much as anybody or more in terms of getting industry to start coming back to our country before I took office. But we have a lot of great news with Ford and General Motors and Fiat Chrysler and so many others. We have a lot of great news. Lockheed is adding a lot of different people, a lot of additional people, Boeing. We have a lot of positive things happening, and it's really going to start bursting out. You're going to be seeing it very soon. We want to get our people off of welfare and back to work. So important. It's out of control. It's out of control. And we believe that the world's best country ought to have the world.
Right, then the U.S. President Donald Trump there speaking at the GOP retreat over in Philadelphia. Let's bring you up to speed with some of the developments in the U.S. in the last hour or so. About three senior officials in the State Department, we understand, according to Reuters, have resigned. Of course, you're probably aware of the fact that the Mexican president, Enrique Peña Nieto, has also cancelled his trip to the White House.